How's it going, everybody? Welcome to OP Entertainment. I'm Pratik Cherian.
And I'm Omar Darwish.
And today we're reviewing WandaVision, Episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall. And before we get into anything, we're going to go full spoilers here because this episode did the thing where the end of the episode was so...
Surprise! There was a big enough reveal that everything prior to it just gets forgotten from our memory.
Right. So we're just gonna go full
or just
spoilers.
not forgotten from our memory, but definitely lesser value to everything else that happened in the episode. Yeah.
We definitely rewatched the end a couple times, and then we looked at each other and were like, "Wait, what happened?
What happened in the rest? Yeah.
What was the beginning? How did this start?" But yeah, just super fast. Touching on the beginning of the episode, though, the episode we're definitely doing a 2000 late 2000s, maybe early 2010s.
Yeah, 2010s, I'd say.
Yeah, it's called Breaking the Fourth Wall. The intro spoofed The Office. Elizabeth Olsen, if I can touch on her acting, is doing, if you've seen Modern Family, she's basically doing the mom, Claire Dunphy from Modern Family. It's doing the greatest impression that I've ever seen somebody do.
Yeah, I haven't watched Modern Family, but I can tell that she's obviously staying true to some sort of character.
Yeah, and it's definitely that one. So props to her. She definitely got a lot of, she really carried the beginning portions of it because it was really just Wanda and the camera for a good majority of that. So props to Elizabeth Olsen for that. But starting out, so I guess the main conflict in the beginning of the episode, Wanda is glitching.
She needs some time to herself because my theory for that pretty much is because she expanded the bubble. Now that she has so much under her control, she can't control it as perfectly as she could before.
Yeah, kind of like what we talked about at the end of last episode, where I wonder if this is going to happen because we see everything changing time periods and she clearly has no control. The episode starts with her just being I'm very tired.
Yeah,
I'm just very tired.
Yeah, because she's carrying the MCU on her back.
But no, and so we quickly get Agnes, and then the kids are gone, and so we jump quickly to outside, and we get Monica and the reveal of the astrophysicist, question mark?
No, because they were all military, no astrophysicists. She said, my guy is an hour away, my guy is on the way, so I'm assuming it's a guy, right?
You would think.
But she didn't say, where is he, or anything like that. I was fully expecting when they pulled out the, little rover thing that she was going to drive in there, that he was going to somebody was going to pop out that built it, but no.
It was really, given how much we had 2 episodes of hinting at this other person, only to get this. I was honestly really disappointed.
Maybe it's because it's such a big reveal that it has to be a last episode reveal type thing.
I wonder if it's one of those things where, because we know that Monica's popping up again in Captain Marvel 2. I almost wonder if they're not just teasing things that are going to happen in Captain Marvel 2. I hope not.
That's very Iron Man 2 of them. I would hate that.
Yeah, I would too. I really hope that doesn't happen. But I think we're in agreement that Captain, whatever her face was, is not the person that...
Oh, the military? Yeah. No, I don't think so. It didn't seem, but it did seem like they obviously had some sort of friendship. They knew each other prior to this.
I almost wonder if it almost feels like they wrote it expecting there to be a reveal there, and then at the last second, Feige came down and was like, hold on, wait, we can't use this here.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, not even, if you just remove the 2 times when she pretty much turned to camera and was like, I have a person coming, it's going to be a cameo. Then we wouldn't be expecting it to the level we are.
Right.
I really still, I feel like there's no way that we just brushed over it and we're not going to get this astrophysicist reveal.
But like I said, do you think that happens in WandaVision?
Yes. I think that it's going to happen in the next episode probably.
All right.
If not the next episode, then the finale.
Why would it be the next episode, though?
Because she said my guy's an hour away, right? So maybe he's still not there.
Why'd he send the equipment ahead of time?
Maybe.
He's just you guys go ahead. I've got to finish this paperwork real fast. Is that?
Look, I don't have all the answers. Sorry, I don't know. I'm watching it with you. The thing is, I just feel like at this point you gotta have some sort of reveal.
Either that, or I'm gonna go back and rewatch it and be like, wow, her line delivery on those lines was terrible. It's one or the other.
I feel like the reason we didn't get that reveal in this episode is because we have the reveal with Agnes at the end of. First of all, can we stop calling her Agnes?
Do we want?
Agatha?
Do we want to wait? Let's wait.
We're doing full spoilers.
Yeah, let's talk about it at the end.
Okay.
Let's talk. Let's talk Monica going into. So she gets the rover. They go into the hex.
Yeah, well, she tries to go into the hex,
Yeah.
fails, and then for some reason it's like, nah, I got this. Do you think she just had a feeling, or she always knew she had the powers?
That was weird because I feel like it was that going into the bubble that last time is what gave her powers. We got like
Is that what you think?
Well, we got like those. The fact that sequence lasted so long of her like fighting through it, and we got the voices. Did you recognize any of those voices that she was hearing?
No.
I want to say it was all lines from Captain Marvel. I thought I heard like
definitely heard Captain Marvel actually.
Yeah. I definitely heard why am I blanking on the actress's name? Brie Larson.
I
almost said Carol Danvers, and I was like, wait, hold on. And then I was like, Allison Brie. No, hold on.
I think we did hear the little Skrull girl also.
Yeah, I feel like all of those lines. I'm pretty sure somebody will go back and watch Captain Marvel. Not me, but somebody.
I'm not as sold on as you on the fact that she got her powers from the Hex. I'm thinking she got the powers prior, and we're gonna figure that out in Captain Marvel too. I think it might even tie into how her mom died and everything. Like,
yeah, but they talk like that's why we got earlier. We got the conversation about how like, oh, you've gone through it twice. Like your cells have been changed from going through it.
And she seems not scared by it, maybe because she knows
but
she
I
already
almost
has
want,
power.
so jumping ahead a little bit. So her confrontation with Wanda, it almost seemed like some of that was taking her by surprise because like we see her get through the bubble,
taking
like
Wanda by surprise.
Well, no, Monica. Like
okay.
It's not like Monica's in control of what's happening necessarily. Like it,
but she seems much more in control this time.
She feels like Peter Parker in the beginning of Spider-Man when he's fighting Flash Thompson.
Okay, at the beginning of the real Spider-Man. Gotcha. Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi, Spider-Man, the best version of the Spider-Man. Is that what you mean? Is that the one?
I said Peter Parker. I didn't say Spider-Man. But when he gets his powers and like he's almost like as he's dodging stuff, he's like looking like what is happening. I kind of got those vibes as far as in the beginning where
the sequence was trippy.
Yeah,
for sure. I actually loved it. It was pretty dope.
That whole like fight scene was really cool, and I do like that we almost have like a Wanda counter now because as far as the larger MCU as a whole, I was almost like Wanda's so powerful. Like, how are we gonna get interesting stories with her? And now it feels like, oh, here's stuff that can counter her.
I really feel like we're at the end of Wanda. Like, I'm thinking, because we know she's going to be in Doctor Strange 2. I'm pretty sure that's her last one. She's becoming way too OP. Like, way too OP.
Okay.
This message is brought to you by OP Entertainment.
Speaking of people that we're at the end of, so Vision and Darcy are at their, like, they have their side quest.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like Vision's going to be dead by the end of this.
Yeah, it feels like he's realizing it, too.
Well, like we got that line from Darcy, like I want to say it's like the last thing she said. We're like, your love is real, and like he's dead. He's dead for sure. They're killing him.
You
There's
may as
no
well
way.
just wrote his death certificate out,
which is a shame because Paul Bettany was great.
Yeah, I just don't want to see Vision die a third time, which we probably are going to see Vision die and the kids die. Speaking of, where are the kids?
Playing in the basement somewhere.
What? Well, yeah, that basement.
All right, let's just go to it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's been Agatha all along.
I still kind of don't buy it.
No,
I still kind of don't buy it.
No,
right?
No.
Okay. There's
no
someone else. There's someone else.
Well, so we get with Agatha and her like theme song at the end, I guess, which was hilarious and I loved it. But it clearly shows her at the beginning of that like arriving in Westview.
Yeah.
You know, like at the point she arrives, like this stuff's already been set up.
That's true.
And I still don't think that Wanda intentionally set this all up. I still feel like somebody else was pulling the string and got Agatha involved.
I think we're definitely going to get all the answers next episode, so we're not going to have as much time to speculate about it. But I agree pretty much. The thing is, I like the fact that if it is Agatha the whole time, then that means that they're not just going to bring in some sort of third party right at the end, which...
I mean, they still might. If we say there's somebody else, they might.
But...
Because who else, out of characters we've seen here, who else is there?
Okay, I have a theory for someone who could show up.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, Oh, I was thinking before that maybe Chiwetel Ejiofor could show up
As Mordo?
Yeah, but then I started thinking Wanda's not really a sorcerer in this universe, right? So like, because at the end of Doctor Strange he says no more sorcerers, right?
Oh yeah.
So and we never got anything from that. And the next movie that we're gonna see Wanda is in, right?
Yeah.
Potentially is Doctor Strange
Strange
2. So I'm thinking maybe he shows up because Agatha is a sorceress.
That's a good theory. It does seem weird though if he's the one that like set all of this up, if he's trying to get rid of sorcerers, unless he like catches wind of this and I'm going to kill one of them.
I don't think he's the one behind all this.
Do you think there's somebody else behind all of this then?
Yeah, I still think there's someone else.
Theories?
It's got to be Mephisto or something, right?
So
we're literally in the basement. It looks like we're going to hell. Like,
so I commented on it when we were watching. I do love how the second Wanda steps foot past that doorway of like
the aspect
vines,
ratio.
Yeah, it's so subtle, but I love it. It's a great touch.
Because it's when as she's walking through, the bottom half of the screen, top half of the screen are already shaded in black. Right?
Yeah, so you can't really tell.
So you got to be really catching it. But
that was great. But no, so I think it's Mephisto, and I've got reasons.
I've
got reasons.
Let's hear the reasons.
One, the camera like zoomed in on that cicada that was on the like curtain in Agatha's house, and in the comic, Mephisto takes the form of a fly a lot.
Does he?
Yeah. So there's that.
Hold up. So he could be a fly, but he can't be the rabbit. Are we? If it is Mephisto, are we to assume Ralph is? Because if she's a witch, she's been lying this whole time. Is there even a Ralph?
Who knows?
Is Ralph the pseudo for Mephisto?
Who knows?
Man,
Ralph says I sugarcoat things too much. Could be.
I'll tell you what. This episode wasn't too short, but I cannot wait for the next episode. Fatigue.
But no, going back to Mephisto real fast. So the fly on the wall, that gave me Mephisto vibes. And then the camera also like zoomed in on that spell book that was there.
Yeah, that's going to come up for sure.
Well, so here's my thing on the spell book, right? So Wanda's powers are always in red. Everything Wanda does is in red.
Yeah.
Everything Agatha does once we get the reveal of her being magical, being a witch, is in purple. That book
was like orange, right?
Orange.
Okay, so,
and I wonder if the orangish stuff is, I mean, that ties into it. Mephisto's traditionally red, but that would be like a good like significance. And I would like if like everybody's magic like gives off different vibes.
Yeah.
Like that would be cool.
I mean, did we see that book in Doctor Strange?
No.
I feel like we did. Maybe we didn't. But that is Doctor Strange's color, seems to be. When he does magic, swirly things, it's that orange, right?
Yeah, but don't they all like that for specific spell? Like everybody does.
Maybe like I wouldn't put it past them. Like maybe she stole the book from this.
That could be, and maybe that's how.
I almost said Fortress of Solitude. It's Sanctum Sanctorum, isn't it?
Yes. But yeah, and maybe that's how this all ties into Doctor Strange. But I feel like that book's definitely crucial. That book is coming back. But my last point,
they lingered on it
as far as the Mephisto thing, is the kids are missing. Right, Wanda's kids are missing. In the comics, Mephisto like sucks the kids back into himself, and then Agatha makes Wanda forget that the kids ever existed. That's the way it plays out in the comics.
I think that still will happen. I don't think it's happened yet. I think we're gonna get in a 30-second scene, Vision dying, the kids dying, everything, losing everything. I think because I think she's gonna have to snap at the end of, not like Thanos, but like mentally snap at the end of this.
But see, and that's a good point because I think that's a little weird, honestly. If this is well, so this whole show has kind of been about, and even in this episode we touch like I think it's Darcy talking to Vision who talks about like how much Wanda's had to go through, and Vision and like his talking to the camera like scenes was like for her. Like for me, it feels like it happened to another person, but for Wanda, it's like last week. Yeah. We've gone through like how much trauma she's gone through.
Yeah,
this episode in particular almost felt like it was about acceptance in a way.
This show is about grief. It's about a person losing somebody or a lot of people and just going through trauma and dealing with it the way that people deal with grief and trauma. But if you were a sorcerer,
I feel like if a show that has those themes ends with the person going through grief like snapping, I just feel like that's doing the greater
disservice to the message.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, yes, but also like that depression commercial. You know what I mean?
The depression commercial was good.
May also cause more depression.
Speaking of that, Wanda takes a pill. Was the pill the same one?
Oh, I didn't catch it. That'd be funny. That'd be really funny.
I'm going to go back and rewatch it and see, but I almost feel like it was. Also, going on the commercial again, so the product was called Nexus. Which could be referring to like the nexus of all realities, maybe, which in like in the comics, if I remember right, because I'm fuzzy on this part, but there's like certain beings whose energies are tied up in maintaining the Nexus. So, and I'm pretty sure Wanda's one of them, but could be hinting at something like that.
I don't think that these commercials are. I think there are a bunch of double entendres and different meanings, but I don't think anything in these commercials are going to be that big of a.
No. Deal, I almost feel like they're winks and nods in a way. But yeah, that word Nexus just felt super intentional. Yeah, go ahead.
Off topic, kind of. We get another Ultron reference in this. Do you think we're gonna get Ultron before this is over? Maybe Vision turns into Ultron.
It'd be interesting. To be scary
because we know that what's his name? Not Harold. Harold, the dick.
Oh, Hayward.
We know that he's been trying to reactivate Vision because he wants a new super weapon, which pretty much he is a bad guy then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Whoop-de-doo. Was that not the reveal that fell so flat?
Like, yeah. Was it a reveal? I mean, it's like the only tropey thing really about this show that's not playing on tropes. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
I want to say we got that, like, Jimmy was talking about it, and the two of us were just talking about the episode, like, while that was happening.
Yeah, we
just did not care.
Yeah, we're like, so any other theories about this? Who do we think the engineer is? But, yeah, I feel like there's way more to talk about the Agatha stuff.
So Agatha and Pietro. Because we see, like, in the thing, we see, like, her purple energy behind him.
Yeah.
So Wanda when Monica's talking to her about, like, everything Sword's doing, she says, like, you brought in the drone, you brought in Pietro. Like, that's, if I can't make it so clear, Wanda didn't bring Pietro. Yeah. Like, if it wasn't clear before, it's definitely clear now.
And Monica states that it wasn't them.
Obviously.
And so and then we see Agatha doing it. Do we think that Agatha has a view of the entire multiverse and can pull people from different... Okay, how about this? Do you think they're going to explain any further where she got Pietro? Because what?
I feel like if she drew Pietro from another universe, that makes her too powerful. And I feel like... So I almost want to go with she just created a Pietro to mess with Wanda's head.
Yeah.
And that's why, like... That's also why he looked different.
And he's Evan Peters because of a nod to the audience?
Yes.
Stupid.
Because it's a fun cameo.
So dumb.
It's a fun cameo.
Are you having fun? No.
I'm having fun. Can you melt down more? I'll have more fun.
God. Just cast anybody else. Just cast anybody else. If it's not going to be him, which I'm still holding on hope that it is. I don't know.
All right.
I'm still holding on hope that maybe Doctor Strange or Professor X sent him in there, pulled him from the X-Men universe, sent him in there, but...
It's been Agatha all along.
That's too big of a reveal to get this early on. I mean, I know we only have a couple episodes left, but like...
We've got 2 episodes, an hour of
Unless these next 2 episodes are going to be like them fighting Agatha the whole time. You know what I mean? Like,
well, we still have to figure out where the kids went. Vision left the van, so like we're gonna get Vision. We're gonna get Vision.
How big is this town? How big is it? That was another thing. How big is this town? He flies up into the sky and then goes to where the house is. Like, why did it take him so long to get there?
Sorry. We didn't talk about the post-credit scene.
No, I didn't think we got to it yet.
No, we hadn't got to it. I don't care about how long it takes Vision. Sorry. If that's a major part of your theory, then
it's not. But like, he's got to show up there. Early on in the next episode, right?
It's media. This stuff happens all the time.
Yeah, I guess.
We've got 9 minutes to stop this bomb, and then 20 minutes later, the bomb's like,
yeah. All right, so post-credit scene.
Right.
Monica shows up.
Which, by the way, first one with a post-credit scene, unless, I completely missed all the others.
Exactly. As soon as it happened, I was like, wait, did we just, turn it off early every episode prior? But, no, we've checked before.
We have, yeah.
But we see Monica. She shows up to Agatha's crib. She sees the purple energy. Her eyes even turn a little bit purple. I don't know if you noticed that at the end.
I didn't, but sure.
I noticed it when we went back and rewatched it because her eyes, I thought they were just blue, but her eyes are way more blue when she's discovering her powers versus when she's looking at the purple stuff. So maybe that has something to do with her powers and how they react to magic.
So in the comics, she can change. She can see across electrospectrum. She can change her energy to match spectrum. So maybe she's just matching the energy that she's seeing there.
That's possible. Yeah. That's possible. We see Quicksilver show up again. And he's like,
Snooper's gonna snoop.
Snooper's gonna snoop or something like that.
And then fade to black.
And it was, no pun intended, quick. It's literally 2 frames of
because you asked me to pause it, and
it took me like to pause it because I wanted to see how he looked, to see if he looked any more like the Days of Future Past version, and he looks like a Modern Family version of Quicksilver. I guess
he looks like a millennial.
Yeah,
he looks
exactly.
Like he looks like a hipster.
He's wearing a beanie and a cardigan.
They could have just called Evan Peters and been like, "Hey, we forgot this one scene. Can you just show up? Don't worry about wardrobe. Just show up."
You know what? The only good part about that is though that not only, but the best part about that is that it's implying that he's gonna show up more, like he's maybe her, like Agatha's muscles if she needs it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if she created him or brought him here, then that would make sense.
Yeah, I just hope we get a line where she's like, "Yeah, I pulled him from a Fox universe."
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? Because that's the end of the episode, basically.
Are we thinking that these next couple episodes are going to be 30 minutes apiece?
Yes.
You think so?
As much as we left the sitcom behind, unless...
If this is supposed to be 6 hours, though, we should still have like another hour and a half at least, right?
Doing math in my head.
Math in my head.
Yeah.
We should still have like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half each.
Unless he was just spitballing when he said 6 hours was the length of WandaVision.
Yeah.
But
who knows?
I'm hoping that if anything, maybe the last episode is like longer, like more epic. But mostly because I don't want this to end.
Yeah, it's been great.
It's been great. Like as much as I enjoy doing the Mandalorian reviews, this is like tenfold. Like
no, but so let's why don't we just score the episode and call it a day?
I think definitely way better than the last episode.
I agree
because this was like the second half to the last episode in many ways. I think I'm gonna go with. I'm struggling to give it anything other than a 10 because I can't really figure out anything wrong with it.
So
I'm thinking 10 though. I'm thinking 10.
I think I'm going to go with an 8 on this
okay.
one. So here and here's why. One, for a show that deals in grief so much, I did feel like we had a bit of a missed opportunity to really dig into Wanda's psyche. Like I thought we got some of it, but I kind of wanted more. I wanted us to go deeper.
I agree, but also I feel like we've gotten a lot of that, and now
we've gotten a lot of
like,
people.
It's also the MCU. You know, there has to be levity at some point. We don't want everybody to get depressed watching this, just thinking about loved ones that they lost. You know what I mean? I think while that is the point, I think they can still kick that message right at the end, you know, like we don't need it every episode throughout the whole episode.
I just feel like this one in particular was like leading that way, and I would have liked to go deeper in the character. I thought that
well, you know what though, because in every episode Monica is running away from this, right? Like running away from Wanda is running. Yeah, did I not say Wanda?
You said Monica.
Did I say Monica? Oh, well, Wanda is running away from her trauma.
Right.
And in this one, she's not in a past decade, really. She's closer to our decade. So this is how people in our...
She's in the decade that Age of Ultron came out.
But like, we have more like an idea of how someone would react in this time to pushing trauma out of their mind, and that's kind of how it was. She needs some time to herself.
Yeah, but this also felt like the acceptance episode. I don't know. I wanted more. I didn't get it. The other knock that I have on it is we've talked about like how they had a movie budget to film this. This episode was the first one where I kind of felt like I was watching TV. Like that rover looked kind of cheesy. Monica's like spacesuit looked a little cheesy. I liked her like after she takes the like spacesuit off, it's a nod to like her comic costume and what it looked like. But even that, honestly, it looked like something out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and not out of the MCU.
If you dig too deep into that though, like, I mean, why would a spacesuit even matter if she's going into somewhere that alters reality? It's not like she's going somewhere that doesn't have oxygen.
Well, they're talking about like shielding her or whatnot. I'm not even talking about the decision to use it. I'm just saying the way.
What does a spacesuit do to shield reality being changed? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I just don't think about those things that much. There's a level of acceptance when it comes to stuff like this.
Well, and I wasn't even talking about like the fact that they used it. It's more just the way it looked. Like, if you want to use it, that's fine. But at
like
least
CG wise or
just. It was probably
effects-wise,
just total effects-wise, regardless of what they were using. If you're going to use it, make it look good.
Yeah.
And I don't think this, like I said, this is the first one where I felt like I was watching a TV show.
It was, I think, quick enough for me that it didn't bother me, but...
That's fine. That's why you gave it a 10 and I gave it an 8.
I feel like, just going back a bit, I feel like we didn't talk enough about Vision discovering himself pretty much with the whole Darcy conversation.
And I think that's because...
we don't get to see him kind of deal with it.
Yeah, he just kind of like, okay, so this is like what happened.
Yeah. He seems to be... Well, but I mean, at the same...
I think he's not quite sure what this means for his future, and so he kind of like puts it out of his mind. Like, all right, I'm focusing on now.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm not really I don't know. I feel like we might get another episode where like maybe when he dies, like he's like.
I wonder if he's going to be like, screw this stuff. I want to live. I'm gonna help Wanda, or if he's gonna be like, no, even if I die, I want to help you guys.
I feel like it's gonna be Wanda versus Agatha though. So helping Wanda is, I don't know.
Yeah. God, so many theories.
We're gonna have a lot of speculation over the next week.
Oh man. Well.
All right, take us out, why don't you?
Take us out. All right, well, we'll see you guys next week for hopefully another amazing episode of WandaVision. Thanks for tuning in as always. Like and subscribe. Share the video with your friends. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
We'll see you.